is your Wednesday night sports delight, the platform sports talk show. I am your boy Smooth, along with
Bunny. Can y'all hear me?
There we go. We can hear you. And
Jobo.
when it's about sports,
still becomes our business, even with a mask.
And business just keeps picking up, especially here in Blue.
Hey, Joe, I love the energy. The keep it up. Let's go. Welcome y'all to another edition of your Wednesday night sports delight. And yes, Bunny is out on remote right now, as they say in the biz. Who was that? Look at Sasha. What's happening? So
it's not about you, Sasha. We're gonna do our sports show. Continue.
She is at a beauty salon in the nearby St. Louis area, and her little one about to get her hair done, did up, and everything. So, Bunny, for the next hour, will be joining us from the salon. So you may get some opinions from other people who could be seeing Bunny talk about some sports.
No, because most ladies don't watch it. You know, not too many women watch it like this. So nah. If I was in the front where the barbers are, then yeah. But I'm in the back with the ladies, so.
Okay, yeah. See, you gotta get. Yep. Bunny, turn your phone to the side. There we go. Bam, full view. Now we in there. We hope that Stan will be joining us around the 8 o'clock hour. He has rehearsal. He got to do a Luther Vandross real quick. Then hopefully he'll be available later on. Joe, how are you doing on this wonderful Wednesday?
I'm good right now. Astros up big right now.
I know about to say she on cloud nine because of them Astros.
Hold on. I gotta figure out this freaking camera angle. Hold on. There we go. Hose mad. Let's go.
Right there. Let them know, Joe. Let them know.
Throwing it back a little bit. The old school early 2000s logo. I'm happy. I was getting a little nervous. Game 2, Game 3. Pitching was getting starting pitching was getting beat a little bit, but they were good all year. So I'm thinking maybe they were tipping something. Who knows? But Framber Valdez looks like a stud tonight. He's doing good. And going back to the H-Town, up one game with one to go. Got to win one. Yeah. I'm excited.
And everyone, thanks for tuning in once again. Make sure y'all go ahead and share this stream with the peoples. Hit that like if you're on Twitter, if you're on Facebook, if you're on YouTube. Just like the page, like this post, and share it with your peoples right now who love sports. We have a jam-packed show in store for you. And, of course, now Bunny doesn't have her bell because she's out and about. But anytime you're on YouTube and you hit subscribe, click on that bell the anytime. Right, because you know, a whole different conversation. But anytime we go live, Joe, what happens?
You'll be notified. That's it. Click on that bell. You will be notified.
Let me see. So we're going to wait till Bunny is ready to get back to it. She has a whole different conversation going on right now.
Yeah.
What's going on? What's going on, Miss Williams? Our favorite. Our favorite, our loyal favorite supporter of the platform Sports Talk Show. She says, as you see on your screen, what's going on? Fred, Bunny, and Joe. So yeah, as you see, Joe is doing quite well. So tonight, I do want to go ahead and make the announcement that we did have plans on having our special guest, the legendary Earl Austin Jr., to be on tonight, but unfortunately he is under the weather, so we had to reschedule with him. So everyone, leave a nice little emoji, get well, the whole 9, so he can feel better and be ready to rock and roll. Speaking of Rich, because he is a radio analyst at SLU for the men's basketball team. So they announced yesterday that they will be, by the spring of 2023, they will have the O'Loughlin Athletic Center. So it's going to be catered to, of course, the basketball teams, the soccer teams there at SLU. They have their own athletic facility, upgrade, should I say, and they plan on having that really be a really big deal here in the Lou that will hopefully be able to attract even more athletes to, come to the Lou, come to SLU and hold things down, since we are, in regards to in the city, we are the only Division I school in the region, once again in the city. So shout out to SLU, doing big things, trying to make things happen, trying to attract even more people to come to St. Louis University. Miss Williams says she's not at Bible study tonight because she wore herself out working at. Oh, so you had to do some labor work, Miss Williams, huh? Okay, had to put in that work.
Yep.
I had to put it. Hey, we ain't mad. You gotta do what you gotta do. But hope that you're doing well, though. Not sure when the last time you had to do some packaging, some labor work. So hopefully your body recovers right away and you're ready to get back into it as soon as possible. If y'all been following my page on Instagram or on Facebook or Twitter, you've been seeing that I've been working out these last few weeks. And yesterday,
Jamie was in your wedding shape, huh?
Man, hey, he is a beast. Shouts out to my wife, Jayance. She's been doing this working out, like core exercise thing with K-Rob. Shouts out to her. This is called WAP, Women at the Park. For those who are like, wait a minute, WAP. Yeah, but Women at the Park, and they get it in. Oh, there she go. Let me see. See, Miss Williams says those folks don't play; they work hard. That's what's up. And then my wife says he been getting it. Thank you, wifey.
I've seen your videos, the last couple of weeks. So
yeah.
After postseason baseball, I'm gonna have to cut these bad boys out because I don't like my body right now. But I'm enjoying the beers, watching the Astros do good. So.
Yeah, and Bunny, when you're ready, let me know. We'll add you back in. We see conducting some business, so do your thing, Bunny, with the business. But yeah, I told her in October. I was like, I'm sorry. I told her before we got married that I said, hey, after we get married in October, I'm gonna go ahead and join you, do what I gotta do, get right, get fit, because we're gonna be a fit family. Baby girl, she's already in karate, she got her blue stripe now, so she climbed up the ranks. Shouts out to my baby girl. And her father used to do some working out, bodybuilding type stuff. And I'm like, well, hey, it's a perfect opportunity to go ahead and do something that I want to really focus on, which was more so upper body, improve on my arms, chest, get them abs, you know what I'm saying? And while she's doing her thing with the core exercise, I'm like, well, at the same time she's doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and do the workout thing in regards to the gym, getting the weights going, get my body right. So had a great time yesterday with them. We're gonna do it every Tuesday and Thursday, and look forward to sharing my journey. We still haven't did our official before picks, Joe. You know how everybody be doing those before picks.
Yeah.
So we got to go ahead and do that real quick, but be able to just have the journey, for people to be like, man, wait a minute, Smooth over here looking swole. We got to put him in a DC or a Marvel movie or something. That's
It's weird. I feel like you guys got married, so you want to get in shape. And now after Mia's been here, me and Brennan been talking about, we gotta be healthy regardless. But now we have someone else to look out for. So
exactly,
we're definitely gonna start doing that as well. So it's good that you got started. Keep up with it.
And and people see it. What I'm saying, social media, people see it, or they see me out in public, and I just want to be able to, just like even with our relationship, with Jamie and I getting married, like people have really taken a kin to just following us in our journey, and people are like so inspired by what we've done, how we've done it, and just showing so much love and everything. And that's what it's all about, man. We in this world for a reason. We're here to inspire, we should be in this world to inspire, to motivate, to push others to be better and better. You know what I'm saying? So
make people happy and smile. I mean,
yeah, exactly. You know, life.
I posted up me and Mia yesterday, and she just freaking knuckle in her nose. You know, like that's funny, and made a lot of people smile. And it's, you know, it's I like it. Hopefully made some people's days today.
Yeah, you know, life is too short, man, to be just, you know, being in the shell and not, you know, enjoying life and being healthy. You know what I'm saying? So much going on. And this last
Year
this
and a half.
last half should be saying a whole lot to you right now. A whole lot. So, like I said, I'm just trying to be on a different mindset, you know, as a husband and you know, of course, as a father, and just do what I gotta do. So it was fun yesterday. It was exciting, you know, getting it in. My boy T-Bone Funk, former professional wrestler. Shouts out to you and your fam. He says one day he'll get back in shape too. Today's not that day, and tomorrow's not looking too good either. But the thing is go ahead and get the process started. You know what I'm saying? That's be the big thing. You're just getting everything started, and you know, let's go. You know, life is too short, man. Let's go ahead and get it in and do what we have to do to you know, make things happen. So once again, thanks for tuning into the Platform Sports Talk Show. Your boy Smooth. Right now, we have Jobo Bunny. We'll be back on very soon. She's getting her daughter together at the beauty salon, you know, getting ready, you know, looking all nice and everything. So she'll be back on very soon, and we hope that Stan will be joining us around the 8 o'clock hour. So, but definitely exciting time. And once again, oh, let me see what T-Bone says right here. Says he did go indoor. Okay, did the indoor rock climbing last week. Speaking of that, so my sis Teresa, she invited myself, baby girl, and Jamie. We went to oh god, it's Urban Air Adventure Park, and very nice place. A lot of activities for the kids to do. You know, it's like trampolines everywhere. Then they have like rock climbing here. Then they have I mean, it's like, oh, it's a whole lot of stuff in that place. So if you're a kid, you can't be bored at all. If you're a parent, you're gonna be tired as hell trying to follow your kids. But it's a real cool place, Urban Air. My sister was celebrating her oldest son, Louis. I'm sorry, her middle son, Louis, and his 5th birthday. So we had a fun time. And definitely check it out if y'all have a man, you know, whether you're in the Missouri area or other places that have urban air adventure. Check it out. I think y'all will definitely enjoy it. What else been going on your end, Joe? Before we get right to the sports,
Not much. October's a busy month for us. You know, been trying to do all the fall stuff out there. So this weekend we got something Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, but it's been fun just trying to get Mia out of the house. You know, I truly believe there's a thing called a COVID baby, and she's definitely one of them because if she's around anyone besides me and Brendan, she ain't happy. So we're trying to get her out of the house as much as possible. So these last couple of weeks have been very tiring, but we're enjoying them. Enjoying baseball, hockey's back. Yeah, we're just happy right now.
nice. All right. See you once again. Earl Austin Jr. cannot be join us. He cannot be with us tonight because he's under the weather. So we pray that he gets better, and we would definitely reschedule him before the end of this year. It's amazing how it's almost the end of October already. Like, feel like October just started. You know,
He is gonna be 10 months tomorrow. So
man. But I will say, going back to sports, this is an incredible time if you are a sports fan. From Major League Baseball playoffs to the NBA season just started, and NHL season, NFL football underway, college football, NCAA basketball is going to be starting very soon. I mean, it's just a whole lot. If you are a sports fan, this is a great time to just enjoy sports. I'm sure that's the same way over at the Conte household, right?
it is, and that's why I don't know why Bunny hates that October baseball is going on in October. It just makes everything so much better. But yeah, it's awesome, and I mean, I don't really follow college football as much, but I was excited. I can't even remember his name, but he picked Mizzou. That was big for St. Louis and Missouri.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
let's talk about that real quick. Shouts out to Luther Burden. He went to Cardinal Ritter first, and he transferred over to East St. Louis High School. But he is the #1 ranked wide receiver in the country. And he announced last night that he's going to Mizzou, and that is a humongous
He passed
deal.
up, what, like Georgia and Alabama?
Alabama, right. I mean, dude is the truth. He's a physical specimen. Probably our biggest get since we got Dorial Green Beckham back in like 2013 or 14. But yeah, and what's so incredible, and this is the perfect mindset that I love for him to have and others, is that he could have easily chose the Alabamas, the Georgias, whatever, and play the year, go to the league, be a top pick, the whole nine. But he wanted to go to Mizzou and be the reason why Mizzou hopefully wins a national championship, or at least get that pub, get the word out that, hey, this could be the start of
back on the map. I think it was Brandon Kiley tweeted our future at Mizzou pretty much, and it's a lot of top guys. Like I said, I don't really follow college football as much, but I mean, seeing that was exciting. And he's a human specimen as a teenager. Brendan showed me a picture, and I was like, okay, yeah, this is a big dude. So I mean, it's exciting. Like hopefully it puts Mizzou back on the map. Makes people scared of Mizzou. So it's exciting.
And then I would listen to, of course, 101 ESPN, and Demetrius Johnson was on there this morning with Randy and Michelle, and he was saying that word is that people who haven't spoken to Coach Drinkowitz, the head coach, of course, of Mizzou, some of the recruits that he hasn't even heard from in months. After last night's decision, he got them phone calls. So all that means is more opportunities to get more 5-star guys. And I said this I think last week's show or some very recent. I was just saying how get that one person, and that's what Mizzou is lacking in regards to compete with the Georgias, the Alabamas, the LSUs, etc. Is that you got to get the recruits. You know what I'm saying? You got to get those 5-star, 4-star guys. You just have to. Yeah, you can have a few 2 or 3 stars, but you got to get those 5 stars and 4-star athletes. And this could be the start of something big. Really getting Luther Burden. So shouts out to Mizzou. Shouts out to Coach Drink for making that happen.
I think he looked at that last week too. I saw on Twitter. He's like, we got to recruit, just like 10 times. And this is definitely going to help it. So it's exciting.
Yeah, most definitely. Let's see. So my alma mater, Vashon High School, this weekend they'll be playing in the first round of the high school playoff tournament. They recently just went undefeated not just in the division, the PHL Public High League, but throughout the whole season there. So they are 7-0. Shouts out to Coach William Franklin. He was one of our guests about a year ago or maybe a few months ago. Shouts out to him. He is the head coach and the athletic director of Vashon High School. So he will leading the troops this Saturday at Gateway Tech High School, or I think it's called Gateway STEM now. And they'll be facing off against the Smet, one of the top teams in the nation, coached by a guy who also was on our show a while back, Coach Reed. So it should be a great matchup there. So shouts out to my high school. For the ladies, shouts out to the Chicago Fire. Last week, they defeated the Phoenix Mercury of the WNBA championship game, a series. Candace Parker, she was playing with the LA Sparks for the last 10 years, and she decided to go ahead and take her talents to Chicago, to her hometown. And first year, they won championship. So shouts out to the Chicago Sky. Great season and winning the WNBA championship. Let's see. Miss Williams says she heard on the news he chose Mizzou because the coach had the whole team over to meet him twice when Coach Drinkowitz, he's really big on recruiting. Like that's one of his strong points. And I guess
how long has he been here now, Drinkowitz?
Second year.
Second year. I feel like that's that's been his main focus right there. And every time we do get someone big, you see that picture of him excited, pumped up, So it's cool to see that someone, is passionate about it.
Yeah, he brings a different energy that's been lacking since Gary Pinko has left. And with Barry Odom, I just feel like he's a good guy, but he just has certain guys that just not cut out to be a coach of a team. You know what I'm saying? You have your roles of defensive coordinator or whatever, but in regards to leading the whole squad, just don't think that was the right move for him. But Coach Drinkowitz, he's doing everything that he's been hyped up to do. All they now, like I said, getting better guys, getting that defense together. Because right now, Mizzou on the field, they suck.
Yeah, my uncle that chimes in, Uncle Jody, he said that he was treated like a king last weekend because he went to the game and he had good seats and this and that, all he could eat. He's like, well, that was bad. And I was like, yeah, they're not good, but hopefully that changes now, It'll be exciting.
Yeah. So, I mean, like I said, their defense sucked. They're like pretty much almost last in football, in college football, in regards to rushing yards allowed, average, everything. Now, passing defense, that's okay, but it's the run defense. We can't stop nobody. You keep seeing the guy get a ball and running 50, 60, 70 yards down the field. You can't stop nobody. You can't win. And as I always say from my coach back in grade school, Mr. Coach Travis Watkins, offense wins games, defense wins championships. And that's the truth.
That's every sport.
And right now, the defense just isn't there. But hopefully, continue to recruit these guys, fix those areas that y'all have problems with, and it should be good to go. Shouts out as we continue to stick with the ladies real quick. Head coach from South Carolina, University of South Carolina, Don Staley, recently signed a 7-year, $24 million deal to remain as head coach. The biggest contract, I believe, for a woman, and especially African American women. So shouts out to her. She's been doing big things at the University of South Carolina. Continued success for her. So as we wait on Bunny to come on back, let's get right into.
Should we talk about the first before we talk about the big elephant in the room?
Let's go ahead and talk about it real quick. So the NHL season is underway. Before we get to the Blues, I know it's like 3-4 games in so far, but any thoughts in regards to just the overall NHL season as a whole?
A lot of goals. There's been a lot of high-scoring games so far. Fleury, I thought he was going to be good for the Blackhawks, and he's been giving up on average 4 goals, 5 goals a game. That's sad and depressing. Kucherov for the Lightning's doing what he did last year, so let's see what happens with that. But lots of goals are scored so far, and that's very, not intriguing, but it's different to me, I feel like, this early on.
All right, and Bunny is ready. Bunny, on back. Turn that phone to the side. There it is. And hit the unmute button.
You got to get me together, y'all. Help me.
Hey, we got you. We got you. We understand. Okay, you're under different circumstances right now, so we got your back, homie.
Thank you. And I'm sorry I'm late chiming in because y'all just touched on the topics. Before you go back to the NHL, Joe, y'all talking about Mizzou Tigers. So, number 1 recruit, glad he announced he signed it. That's going to help their success. Right now, when I've been watching Mizzou football games on Saturdays, I noticed the issue is the defense. So they got a number 1 recruit for wide receiver, which is offense. They already have a tackle and another position, but it's offense. They need help on the defensive side. Right. What's funny, back in the Pinko and a little bit carry over to the Odom era, our defense was the bomb.com. Our offense sucks. Now reverse. Our offense is pretty much decent, but the defense sucks. They've been, anybody in secondary, they're not stopping people. The running game, the front line can't stop. It's just, I'm like, Mizzou, what is going on? Y'all are going backwards. Like, Jerkwitz, I'm saying his name wrong. Coach D, last year was his first year, he did good. He was kind of handed some of those players, but he knows about recruiting. You know, he was in St. Louis Friday night after this Met game to recruit, and he hit a game Saturday in Columbia. So he took his Friday night to go look at some players. Like, he's definitely on the boost. And I think because he's younger, he's more energetic, that does help with recruiting and maybe more relatable with players. So the East St. Louis #1 recruit, he had committed to Oklahoma a few months ago and they decommitted and changed to Mizzou. So that's a big thing. He saw a difference somewhere between that recruit visiting Oklahoma and going back to Mizzou. So, like y'all said, hopefully other recruits will follow his lead and they get more people. But they definitely need help on defense again.
Yeah, and in regards to the defense, after Barry Odom left, then they had a defensive coordinator, but then I think he left and moved to and went to a different school. And so then they brought in Steve Wilkes from the Arizona Cardinals. He used to be their head coach. And they thought that he'll bring in this system that he used in the NFL, like the cover two, etc. But it just not working. So they need to make some big adjustments in regards to their scheme. Because right now, they're getting treated like a freaking high school team.
People just running all around.
Yeah.
Like I said, whether the running game, air, it's like nobody is scared of Mizzou defense. Like, even on the first play of the game or the first set downs, they are getting lit up. I'm like, damn, people come out the gate third quarter after the halftime just eating. It's like, what is going on here? Like, the defense should not be that exploited. Like, as a talent that bad, but maybe it is as far as recruiting. They didn't get the best or even a decent amount. So I don't know.
Yeah, like I said, they took a step back with the defense, and I don't see Steve Brooks staying on. Truthfully, they need to find someone who's about that defense uh, who can make the defense exciting and fierce. Because when Barry Odom was the coach, as you said before, they were known for their defense. Their offense sucked, like you said, but the defense was on point. It was to the point where they had like a streak going on in which they forced turnovers. Now you can't even make a tackle. So
and the defense was so good to where we had NFL drafts. Like, we
right.
were getting people going to the NFL draft year after year, defensive players, mind you, because they were that good. And then some of them are still in the league. So that tells you our defense had talent, and NFL teams needed it. And they got them, but now that streak is over.
And for those wondering, like, man, where the hell is Fred right now? So this past Saturday, I went to Joe laughing. I went to my wife and I went to the Erykah Badu concert at the Fox Theater, and she like, man, you should take a picture of that and do it for your show. So I'm like, okay, good idea. So I'm show y'all real quick. As you see, got the stage right there, got the Fox Theater going on. So that's where I'm at right now. You know, they can't see me.
Fox.
There.
The fabulous Fox. All right now.
The fabulous Fox Theater. But yeah, so Erykah Badu put on a great show, great turnout. If you were there, you may have smelled a whiff of ooh-wee in the building because she got lit up on stage and she encouraged others to in what's the word, engage in the medical field at the Fabulous Fox. But it was all good. It was fun. So that's my backdrop for tonight's show. But going back, so like you said, Joe, a lot of goals in hockey so far. Now let's get to the Blues. 2-0 tonight. They play against the Vegas Golden Knights. Oh, I'm sorry. Before I go even further, what has been your thoughts on NHL on TNT?
I haven't had any problem with it. You know, I mean, thus far, so like right now, I'm like watching the Blues only, and then the Astros. But
Okay.
you know, I'll be laying in bed and Brendan will put it on. So I mean, I'm enjoying it. You know, it's fun, it's different, but
What about the commentators? Because I'm used to the NBA on TNT. That's what I was watching last night. You know, NBA season started.
What I've heard, I like it, and I like that there's more females in it now, so that's exciting, because I feel like hockey, that's like like baseball this year, they've done a lot of, baseball. The Orioles, I can't think of her name, it's Melanie something, but she's been doing baseball games on MLB Network, so that's been awesome, so now you got hockey, female commentators as well, which is really cool to hear.
Okay, that's good. It's just still weird to me because again, NBA on TNT. That's what I'm used to, especially watching the NBA show Inside the NBA with Charles and Shaq and Ernie and Kenny Smith. They are hilarious. Now I could be asleep on the basketball game, but at 11 o'clock I may wake up and I'm watching them because they are hilarious. But shout out to what you said regarding having more female broadcasters, though. Big step. And I know y'all touched on it earlier with Dawn Staley getting that multi-million-dollar contract, one of the highest paid coaches. I mean, men or women, let alone a black female coach being paid that much millions and all the negotiations, but she's worth it. And then shout out to the Chicago Sky, another, WNBA team. I was watching those playoff games actually, and I was proud. I've been a Candace Parker fan for years, and I'm proud of what she's done and helped the city of Chicago get a WNBA championship. And she had some naysayers last year.
Right.
Shut them up. Just like that.
People thought it no more.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know because basketball and football are probably the two least sports I watch, but has there been any female broadcasters in those two sports?
Oh
yeah.
Yeah,
it's plenty of them. Yeah, plenty of them, especially like for ESPN, you got Doris Burke. Like she's known, you know what I'm saying? She's like,
because I know in football on Monday night or Sunday night, whatever night, I feel like it's every night now. Erin Andrews, she's still doing it. I know she does, the stuff before, but I didn't, I've never heard a girl do, the in-game stuff with football, so I wasn't sure. But it's cool that I feel like hockey and baseball are like some of the last two sports to do that, so it's exciting.
And they have a long way to go, but I'm glad they're getting started somewhere, right?
Yeah, start somewhere,
I can't recall who the lady is, but I believe she works with CBS, and she actually is a play-by-play announcer for doing football games for CBS, and this is like college and I believe NFL. So I can't recall what her name is right now. So I'm sorry, but
I don't know because Brennan watches Red Zone all Sunday. So Red Zone.
Okay.
Out of that commercial free for 7 hours.
They got the replacement for Rachel Nichols for The Jump. Now they have another one, Michaela Andrews. She's already been doing stuff for ESPN, but she started her show instead of Rachel Nichols. But she's dope, good woman. And they actually I sometimes watch First Take too in the mornings with football when not First Take. Yeah, First Take with Stephen A. He'll sometimes have the different people on their same rotation, but he'll have one or two women to talk about football as well on there. So even though they're not quote unquote broadcasting, like talking about the actual game, they're still recapping. And Michaela was one of those, Michaela Andrews. And I'm like, again, it's a start, but I'm happy. I just take the small wins. Because 10 years from now, it may be a whole different ballpark where it's just so regular, where we're going to be shocked to see all these different women talking these different sports.
And that's why it was such a cool interview I had last week with Michaela McGee, because I'm pretty sure she's on the path of trying to take that route that ladies like Malika Andrews, Bunny, and others hold things down. So to the ladies, shouts out to y'all. Keep inspiring. Keep reaching for that brass ring. You know what I'm saying? Keep doing it. Keep changing the game. You know what I'm saying? The world needs it. So shouts out to the ladies holding things down. So now officially the Blues, Joe, 2-0 right now. They play tonight against the Vegas Golden Knights on TNT. What has been your thoughts on the early season? I know last year they had a great start. They beat Colorado like 8-1. And they be like, wait a minute, this team here about to be special. And then things kind of went a little bit crazy for a little minute. But your thoughts so far on the Blues season?
So far, offense looks good. That's what they were missing last year after that small little short hot streak. The lines are deep, but it's still that one thing that, again, it's only 2 games, but same thing as the last couple of years is we get a big lead and then we start letting off the gas and it gets a little too uncomfortable there at the end. So Chief looked a little PO'd after the last game, so hopefully that keeps up. And tonight will be a real test. I think it's Vegas, but I think they're out without Pacioretty and without Mark Stone, so that could favor us. But I mean, so far they look pretty good. I didn't like what Booch did the other night, but he'll be out for 2 games now because of it. But so far it's a deep lineup, whatever you want to call it in hockey. So it's exciting for sure.
So, what do you feel is the difference between the team you had last year and the team that we're seeing right now?
How deep the lines are. Like Tarasenko's on your like 3rd or 4th line right now. That's deep. Like Tarasenko, he can, if he's anything like he has been before, and he's playing on the 3rd line, we've got one of the best teams in the league. It's crazy to think that people had us below the Kraken for a chance to win the Stanley Cup this year. That's mind-boggling to me, honestly, because like we lost Dunn and Schwartz and Sanford, but we added Booch and Saad and James Neal. Like we added people too, so it's kind of mind-blowing to me that we just won a cup 2 years ago and that now a brand new franchise has a better odds of winning the cup than us. But I mean, yeah, I definitely think that how deep our lines are right now, and then Sonny's not even back yet. Like I said a couple weeks ago, a month ago with JR on, is Sonny was like the guy. I think that helped us win that cup in 19. So once he's back, they're gonna have a lot of decisions to make with who to put who where and who's a healthy scratch. And our young guys, Kyrou has still. He looks good thus far. That goal the other night was filthy. And then Clem Costin got a chance the other night, which is exciting.
Yes, I definitely want to highlight Clem Costin, also Jake Neighbors.
Yeah.
He's it's on like a 9-game deal right now.
19
Yeah, 19 years old, and I have a feeling he's not going nowhere. This is exactly what the Blues needed, was a influx of youth with skill who's not afraid to make plays happen. Don't be, like Robert Thomas. We know he has skill, but it's like sometimes he's like a little bit timid. Like, should I shoot it? Should I not? Whatever. Man, Berube wants you to be aggressive. You know what I'm saying? Be aggressive on defense. Check the guys. Make plays on offense, and Jake Neighbors has done that. Clem Costin has done that. I know he only played 1 game, but like in the preseason, James Neal, he made some noise. Like he did so well that he forced an organization to sign him. Like, we got to keep him on. You know what I'm saying? So that's what the team needs. As you said, now they're deep. They have guys where you could put a Tarasenko on the 3rd, 4th line and could actually probably make it a little bit easier to trade him, because now you have the Kyrous coming up and everything. So it's like, okay, well, we can maybe don't have to worry about getting a whole haul for Tarasenko now because we got these other guys coming up.
So I mentioned this the other day. It's all, he say whatever, but Jack Eichel's name's still floating out there, and I saw that his name was floating around the Blues. He probably wouldn't play this year if we got him, but if you, like Brennan said, if you had Jack Eichel come to the Blues and you have him next year with this type of team, then that's really good. So I would take that in a heartbeat. So, I mean, but let's see what Tarasenko does. I'm still a little, bitter about the guy, but hopefully he shuts us up and he's good, If he's hoisting a cup at the end of the year with the Blues on his chest, then I guess I have no problem with that.
Yep. So once again, we know it's early. We're not saying they Stanley Cup bound. Here we go, but
yeah,
that
it looks really promising too. So
yeah. But and it's all about, of course, being healthy as well. So far so good. The youth keep on playing, keep on shining. look forward to, of course, tonight's game, and then you have the home opener on Saturday against the Kings. So it just feels good to have, the announcers back at the road games again. They ain't at the Valley Sports Studio, whatever.
I'm
They're
enjoying Danny Mac on the pre and post game.
Oh, and see, the reason why is because Erica Weston is gone now from Valley Sports.
Yeah, so it's it sucks. I love Erica Weston. They should go to California now, which sucks even more. But Danny Mac, I love him during obviously the Cardinals season, and he did blue stuff before he became the main guy for the Cardinals. So it's exciting. I like him.
Yeah, so he's doing his thing, and I believe Bunny is ready to come back in. Let's go ahead and add her back in. There we go. Welcome back.
There we go.
Miss
what's his name? It was a meme, but it was funny. NHL, he's in trouble. Xander, event. What's his name? Did y'all talk about that?
No, I don't think that guy needs to be talked about because he's an idiot. But we can talk about it if you want.
When I saw the meme, but then I saw what he did, I said, "What?"
There's a couple things.
Why? Fake vaccination card. The domestic violence issue. I mean, I'm like, he had a whole rap sheet of issues, but they talking about you in trouble for a vaccination card. They didn't find anything wrong with domestic assault charges and something else he did. I'm like, God, no. Y'all putting the vaccination card over domestic issues?
if me and you did the whole vaccination card thing, we'd be in jail. We'd be in prison. But he's he's an NHL star and whatnot, and he's get a slap on the wrist. But yeah, he ain't gonna be playing for a bit. He probably will never play again.
That's crazy.
Like, you think the league is gonna suspend him for the whole season?
I think he should probably be done forever.
His career. Okay.
I mean, like Felipe Vasquez for the Pirates, he's done forever. So I'm just saying, the vaccine thing, that's obviously been pretty big for a while now, and the whole domestic violence, gambling, everything, all that stuff that came out, he's an idiot. That's saying it nicely. He's an idiot.
So before we get to the very, very hot topic, let's talk about some NBA real quick. Once again, the season started last night. We had 2 games. The reigning defending champions, the Milwaukee Bucks, and the Brooklyn Nets faced off. Milwaukee won that game. Did y'all see those rings, though?
I sure did. I saw that bling bling. Look at Joe.
Right. Her ass show just won. So
clearly.
We're going back to H-Town, baby. Woo!
Those rings are just incredible. And
ring, that bling bling, and it had turned. I saw it up close. I'm like, God. Oh.
You can detach it and make it to a chain,
like a secret compartment / make it a detachable.
Yeah, I mean, you can make it to a chain, and it has a QR code, so you scan it and it shows like highlights of the season or something like that. It's like, man, this world here is so creative.
They incorporate technology into the bling bling.
Man, it's crazy, but
I'm about to say, they look nice though. And after the ring ceremony, Giannis was like, "Okay, time to get back to business."
Exactly.
And then the ring.
And then the second game, Golden State versus the Lakers. It was
the Lakers show.
Russell Westbrook and Carmelo Anthony, and older 30 and up guys.
It was ARP club. That's what that is. The ARP club.
It was so funny because, as you brought up earlier, Bunny, about inside the NBA and their studio thing, Charles Barkley, he didn't hold nothing back. He was like, "You got street clothes, which is Anthony."
Right, that's what he called AD. Yeah.
He said LeBron and them other geezers, talking about the old guys on the team, and so which leads to the predictions. Sorry, Joe, you don't watch NBA a whole lot, but
all I gotta say is Jason Tatum's cute and I love him. That's all I gotta say.
So, NBA Finals prediction. Name 2 teams who you feel will go to the finals, and then who will win it all. Joe, I'll just go ahead and do you first. Hold on, buddy. We can't hear you. You got a bad signal.
Me?
Sorry, y'all. We have a bad signal from Bunny. I'm gonna go ahead and take her off for a second, and then hopefully she'll get right back on, so y'all can hear it clearly. All right, hold on. Here we go. Try it again. All right, Bunny. Now go ahead and say what you were saying.
All right, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
No, you can hear me. Okay, the predictions from the East. If Kyrie gets to get back on the court, get his personal issue worked out, then I can see the Nets, which should have been last season, defeating the Bucks and coming out the West. If the ARP club can stay healthy enough, I can see them giving a run for their money against the Warriors or the Suns. Because the Warriors still not at full strength. The Klay Thompson come back and is the Klay Thompson before injuries. And the Warriors, they can't win it all, but they'll be close unless they do something at the trade deadline. But the ARP club can pull it off on the West. East, the Nets with Kyrie. Without Kyrie, I can see the Bucks defending the championship. And I know people gonna say, "Well, look at Boston. Boston still didn't get that key piece they needed, so they're gonna be the same position they have in the last 2 years, just enough to get past the first round. That's it." The Knicks, they got a year ahead of schedule getting to the playoffs in the first round. They still don't have enough to get over that hump. The Heat doesn't either. Hornets don't. It's again the Nets if Kyrie is there. If not, I see Milwaukee repeating from the East, West. We'll see. But the Lakers look like the winner.
All right. So Joe.
Yeah. You asked me about this. I don't know. Bucks. I like the Bucks.
Act like it's a hockey team and pick the city. Act like it's a hockey team. Pick 2 cities, one from the West Conference, one from the Eastern Conference.
Okay, Lakers and Bucks.
Okay.
That's I don't know. I heard Skip and what's his name talk about freaking. They don't know how it's gonna go with the Lakers this year because there's 3 superstars now. So who knows how that works out? But I mean, I don't like the Lakers. So, but like I said, I mean,
Or not to watch basketball. She know who she don't like though.
it's the same thing with the Dodgers. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like if you gotta spend so much freaking money just to win something, that ain't the right way to do it. That's just how I feel.
That's how I feel about the Yankees. And they kept Aaron Boone. They got 5 out of the other coaches kept Aaron Boone and signed him to a 3-year deal. I was scratching my head on that, but okay.
But I mean, Yankees haven't won shit in what 20 years, so.
But they act like they do. That's the same way they treat Dallas Cowboys. That's why I was I'm sorry, I said belly. My bad. Oops.
Let's see. So, what I'm gonna say? Oh, we got Baby Boba.
Hey, Baby Joe.
Look at her.
H-Town versus everyone.
Hey, Baby Joe.
Say hi.
Boba and
another baby.
Smile.
I'm talk to you.
Brendan has to go potty, so I got her for a second. But yeah, I like Boston though. Like I said, I like Boston because of Tatum. You know, he's from here. That's exciting. Don't like the Lakers, and the Bucks were exciting this year from what I've seen. So yeah, that's what I gotta say about the NBA. Oh, I like Trae Young too. I made that.
Wait, but Baby Joe just didn't agree with the last statement when you say you don't like the Lakers. That's when she started making that noise.
She don't like.
Sorry, y'all. Every time I put the thing down, this belly getting in the way. Yeah, Lake Show, they good. I don't worry about the ego. It's worry about them being healthy for them to be good in the playoffs. It ain't the ego.
So with that being said, I know my wife probably gonna hate me for saying this, but I have the Bucks going back to the finals. Giannis, he's different, man. And especially with him winning a ring, he knows how to win now. And that whole team pretty much came back except for like PJ Tucker. But everybody else is back. They know how to win. They ready to rock and roll. They ready to defend their crown. And like what Shaq and Charles Barkley were saying last night on Inside the NBA, Giannis, he plays hard every game. He takes no days off. And this dude has worked his butt off during the offseason to improve his jumper, his outside shot. If he is consistent with doing that, then, oh my God, My goodness. My wife said, long as you're not on the lake show. Oh my goodness. Giannis is he gonna be unstoppable. And he already was last year. But if he adds a jumper to this thing, to his game, and it's consistent, that team is gonna be winning back to back. So it goes to the West Coast. So yes, love. I do want to pick the Lakers, of course. You know, huge LeBron fan, the whole
All
nine.
right. I had come to Lake Show bandwagon, so.
But I do have concerns. I do love, you know, they got Carmelo and Westbrook and other guys and some youth. But my concern, and this kind of showed last night, is that how they had a lead onto the fourth quarter, but they aren't as good defensively right now. Now it could change because Trevor
You
Ariza,
said defensively?
yeah. But
Well, we know Melo don't play defense. Rondo's not going to play defense. I mean, they knew that getting these guys. So the thing is, like what LeBron experienced in his years at Cleveland, minus the time he won a ring, he experienced when he had to sit down, the scoring stopped. And that's why all his conference title teams that never won a championship couldn't pull it off because he could not have somebody continue to scoring. With this squad he got here, and the one he had 2 years ago when they won the ring, you had enough scoring off the bench to keep it going. He was good. Defense, Vogel preaches defense. So what you saw last year in the first round, that wasn't all on defense to me. I saw the AD being injured so long, finally coming together too late. Y'all chemistry wasn't there enough in time. Right when the playoffs come, you try to put it together. It didn't work out. However, I think it's the injuries that you need to worry about more than ego and more than defense. You got to be there. You got to show up to play. So
that's what I was going to lead to is in regards to their age and going to last night. Like I said, we know that there were some guys that were hurt. You know, the Kendrick Nuns, Trevor Arizas, so they weren't available last night. But at the end, I'm still concerned about them defensively. This game is different now. Golden State showed exactly why the game is different. If you saw their ball movement last night, you saw the shooters, you saw the move.
All right. I just don't want you to hit the panic button like people did in week 1 NFL when they did the Packers like that. Hit the panic button. Oh no, the season's over. Like, whoa. One game.
Hey,
we got 71 more to get in now. 81 more to get in.
Crazy. They were like, "Oh my God, Russell Westbrook."
They roasted Russell.
He's this and that.
And I'm like, y'all, this ain't football. And even with football, they was hitting the panic button with the Packers and Aaron Rodgers and shut y'all up since, not you personally, but everybody else since then. But it's like, we is October. You got to go all the way to April to get to the playoffs, right? Come on now. Y'all, we got a long season. But if you need something to talk about, I get it. Russell make adjustments. And he one of the younger players on the squad. That ain't what you should be. I mean, you should worry about, but you shouldn't. They still haven't played enough games together. They didn't do a lot of preseason together. That's why I said calm down. You talking about defense. If AD stay healthy and not street clothes, your defense there, and DeAndre Jordan still plays defense. Not as much as you two, but your defense there in the front court is good.
That's the issue. Going back to my next point was about, like you said, their age, and then it took so much for guys like LeBron to, score 30-some points, but then are you as fresh at the end of the games when it matters the most? So that's my concern throughout the whole season, because these last 3 years, even the championship year where they had the bubble, of course, teams were off for like a whole month, so then they didn't play, or maybe 2 months and didn't play at all. And then he went to the bubble and, finished the season off. But with LeBron being at the stage that he is now, will his body be able to hold up trying to score 20, 30-some points a game and still try to play elite defense? Will his team do the same thing as well? Will AD be healthy 95% of the season? Because he's really the key. As great as LeBron is, AD is the key for that team to go all the way. He's the guy that needs to be the closer when it matters the most. Not LeBron no more. He needs to take the mantle and say, "Hey, this is my team. I got it. I'm gonna take y'all to the promised land, whatever it is." He needs to be that guy. But if he's not healthy, he's not going to help the Lakers. I do want them to go all the way, but I have a feeling that Golden State, if Klay Thompson comes back.
The only thing with Klay Thompson, not Klay Thompson, just Golden State in general, because you just mentioned about AD being healthy, and I told you the front court, AD, Johnny Jordan do play defense, but they got to be there. Without Looney, who else do they have? You say Draymond, but that's it. That their front court ain't all that for the Warriors. That's why I said I could see them not making it past the first round. They got the shooters, we know that. But you know what I tell y'all all the time when we get to the playoffs in the NBA? Certain teams are built for the playoffs. Don't care about what you do in the regular season. The Lakers roster, and if people are healthy, are built for the playoffs. Sustain the scoring, get the little people in to get people in foul trouble, get out. The Warriors don't have that on defense. I'm telling you, Draymond and Looney can't do what Draymond does.
Down right there, I disagree, because don't forget about James Wiseman. He ain't back yet. He's 6'11", so he's another big body. And then plus, last year the playoffs, Lakers got there, but what happened? Who won the series? The Phoenix Suns.
The Suns.
Exactly. So like I said, anything can happen.
But we know the Lakers roster last year, Lakers roster this year is almost night and day. With the talent from people in the past that have, if they can still do as much as almost what they used to be, then they'll be good to go far in the playoffs. I see the Warriors, again, we know the backcourt is together. With Klay come back pre-injury, how he was, they front court, I'm not sure. Draymond can't play it all by himself.
But Golden State has always been known to have a deep team. And just like what Ms. Williams said, once you get to the playoff, the depth of the bench is a big factor.
True.
What's going to happen with who had better depth last year, the Suns or the Lakers?
The Suns did. This year, I said the Lakers do, though. And we hope Aiden even signed his extension. Aiden declined his extension. So my thoughts is, if he's not getting what he wants in the middle of the season, like a better offer, his mindset may be like, I could try to win, but I don't care because I'm not coming back. I know it's like, well, all of that off of not signing an extension, that tends to happen with players. I don't know if you picked up on that. It's just beginning of the season. You declined the extension. So you either ask for more money and they're not doing it. You can't say wait to the off season because it gets too expensive. So either he's going to jump and do free market, which I'm saying that means he may not want to give it his all because he'd be like, I can try, but I know I'm going to go somewhere else where I have a better chance of winning. So we'll see. But that's what I'm talking about with that bench. Aiden is a starter. I get it. We're talking about that bench, but your starter still got to do that thing too.
And that's why I said Golden State is going to be a team to watch out for because that team is deep. They have a lot of young guys who are blossoming. Look at Jordan Poole last night. Dude has been he's progressing. He's getting that confidence. That team is deep, and that team can be very, very scary, especially when Klay Thompson comes back. And like I said before, James Wiseman as well. That team is scary deep.
I can see the Jazz taking the Warriors any day. What?
Ooh.
And we know the Nuggets, if the Nuggets are healthy this year, we didn't get to see the Nuggets because of what's his name being injured.
See, to me, the Jazz, they like you said before, they are a great regular season team. But when it comes to the playoffs, they always find a way to lose.
But I said the Jazz against the Warriors. I didn't say the rest of the good teams in the West. I just said against the Warriors. That's the difference.
Yeah, but it ain't guaranteed if they play the Warriors either. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta get there to
right. But I'm just comparing because the backcourt and front courts of the two teams.
Yeah,
that's all.
And I'm looking at experience. The whole nine, and the Jazz, they've been there to. The playoffs.
I get it, but y'all know when it comes to experience, if you 3 years in with experience compared to 10 years, to me, okay, we almost on the same page now. Now, if you're talking about 1 year in and an 8 year, okay, no, it's apples and oranges. 3 years, 10 years, it only takes so much reps to be experienced. That's all I'm saying. Because eventually, every good team that wins a championship is not doing it with straight 10-year plus veterans. They're doing it with people been in the league for 2 and 3 years as well. See, there's a difference. So the Jazz got
you
some
feel
3 years in now.
But who do you feel is that guy on the Jazz that can propel them to win a title like Giannis did for the Bucks?
If you see, we know what Donovan can do, Mitchell. We know what he can do. It's that Gobert was shaking, and who was the other person? Who's the other big guy? I can't remember names. What is the name? Help me. The other dude from the Jazz.
I think Mike Conley.
Big dude.
Oh, big dude. I don't know no other big dudes on the
Besides
Jazz.
Gobert, somebody else. Well, okay. Well, point is, Mitchell is gonna be their guy. He just need a good supporting cast that's consistent. We know what Gobert can do, but it won't be consistent. That's my issue with Gobert. That's why I said he needs somebody else.
But like I asked, who is that guy on the Jazz that could be what Giannis was for the Bucks? The Jazz don't have that guy. I don't see it.
Okay, so then they can't do it. They need it as a group effort. They can't do it with one main guy.
They need to have.
They need a
guy.
group effort, not one guy. Like we can say, with some teams, they need 1 or 2 guys that can do it. So Jazz is not that team. They need a group effort. You know the old school, like how the Spurs do it. They need that type of.
No, you can't say that because the Spurs had Tim Duncan.
They had the talent, the depth, but they still did it as a team. You know, it wasn't.
But they still have Tim Duncan.
But without Tim, did they get caught? No, once Tim left and the quad came on the scene, they didn't. Okay, they didn't.
They didn't win. Like I said, they still need to have that guy that Giannis was to the Bucks, and Donovan Mitchell is hella talented, but can he be that factor that Giannis was for the Bucks? That's why I still have a Steph Curry led team beating the Jazz right now, because I'm not confident in the Jazz like the playoffs last year. They were up 2-3-1 against the Clippers and lost that series.
Okay, so what about with the who's the other team? The Nuggets.
Oh, Jokic, that's easy.
Do it. What's his name was injured last year? Because I said if he wasn't injured, people forgot about him.
Oh, you talking about Murray?
No, he wasn't injured. The one that was playing in the ball.
Hold on, y'all. Her signal kind of going in and out again. Trying to make sure that she's ready so she can hear me clearly and right to the point. But this is a good conversation though. In regards to the NBA, like I said, is matchups are important. Experience matters, and then of course is having that guy that be like, you know what, hold on tight, I got y'all. And I don't think the Jazz right now have that guy that can do that. And Bunny is okay. Bunny, you're back on. Oh, you got it. Here you go.
You hear me now? Okay, I'm frozen. Go ahead. So you're saying the Jazz don't have that guy either? I mean, you said the Jazz don't have that guy. Okay.
The guy that you're talking about is Jamal Murray.
Yeah, for the Nuggets. Yeah. You don't think Jamal Murray and Jokic can pull this off where they can get at least one out the first round?
Oh yeah. And Michael Porter Jr. also is continuing to get better and better. But Jokic is that deal. So he can be. Yeah, you know, so he can be that guy. Jokic, he can be that guy like Giannis was for the Bucks. So I almost picked them, but I'm gonna still go ahead and say as of right now, the Warriors are gonna shock some people in the West.
Again, you saying that because you don't want Jamie getting on you because you said you can't be part of the Lake Show fan base.
She has no factor in my decision making in regards to sports. But I love her to death, and especially when the Lakers play the Nets, it's always a fun time. So we enjoy it. But I'm gonna go ahead and say Milwaukee will go ahead and repeat. I'm just very impressed with that team, and that they all just play their roles, and then Giannis is just a beast. So I'm going with Milwaukee over the Warriors. But if the Lakers go to the finals, I ain't gonna be mad. Let's go, Lake Show. But yeah, so far, people, this has been exciting. A little bit, a little debating going on. We love it. That's what the show is about. But it's all love. Bunny, I know it's 8:05. Do you have to go right now? Oh, you on mute.
I thought I was frozen. I'm sorry.
You good.
Okay, I'm sorry. What did you say? One more time.
I know it's 8:06 right now. Do you have to go ahead and drop off?
Yeah, because Sasha's done getting her hair done.
All right. So
Get on
real
out
quick,
of here.
your thoughts on Mike Shildt and the firing, real quick before you leave.
Oh, they're talking to Joe. So yeah, wasn't expecting that, but apparently whatever him and Mosaic was talking about in the office the day before, Mosaic was like, "F this. I know somebody else out there I ain't gotta have beef with. I'm gonna go ahead and give him his papers and keep it moving." Because I know Shield didn't have any playing experience. It doesn't mean that you can't coach or manage, but I still didn't expect it. I thought Shield did a good job in the 2.5 or the 3.5 years. 3.5 years. He took over from Athene in 2016, and he almost had them to the playoffs. And the years after that, I said the only one issue I had was the bullpen. I mean, I was telling y'all in the chat, the bullpen. I don't think he used it right because he did let Reyes pitch too many times where we blew too many saves, which cost us wins. We ended the regular season 10 games or 8 games behind Milwaukee. We could have maybe had a chance to get a division rather than doing a wild card spot. Besides that, overall managing, I didn't have an issue with him. He definitely wasn't getting beef like how Tony La Russa was all them years. And Tony La Russa was winning and was still hearing stuff, but I was surprised. Wish him well. Somebody else is gonna hire him. He got enough experience, especially with our organization, how we are. So, but I don't know who the next person will be. I know we don't have that many candidates of color, so I'm not gonna have wishful thinking that way. But I hope it's still somebody good that can take the momentum and hopefully get us to a playoff spot, not a wild card spot next year.
All right. Well, Bunny, thanks for your time. I know you got to go ahead and split. So you have a great rest of your day. Whoa, look at the belly. Whoa. Whoa.
Bigger than me, y'all. But thanks, y'all. I had a good night talking to you all. Hope to see
Right,
you
be
next
safe out
week.
Bye bye.
there. All right. That was Bunny as she signs off. Belly and all. It's the platform sports.
Her belly got bigger than last week.
Yeah. It was like all of a sudden just whoop. Bam.
It happens fast, man. It happens fast.
So, real quick before we continue on with the Mike Shildt, the Braves are up, I believe, 4-0 over the Dodgers. Home run by Bova's favorite baseball player, Freddie Freeman.
Freeman, Rosario, Duvall all have solo bombs, and then a base hit by Jock Peterson scored another.
Nice. So nice little bounce back for the Braves after last night's game, but we'll see. It is LA. They have a talented team.
Yeah.
We shall see what happens. So, Bunny gave her thoughts on Mike Shildt. Joe, I know you had some points last week during our group text about Mike Shildt. It's been almost a month in regards to his firing. What has been your thoughts on what other sources have been putting out there? Of course, the Cardinals, they did not say exactly what happened. They just, what was that, like said, philosophical differences, and then Mike Shildt didn't want to get into it out of respect for the Cardinals organization. He's always been a classy guy. But what have you gathered in regards to how you feel may have happened in regards to the reason why he got let go, and just your overall thoughts in regards to him being gone now?
You tweeted me last week when that happened, and I was mind blown. Like, I did not expect that to be the tweet that you sent me. I thought it was gonna be, I don't know, something about like Brett Boone or something. Or whatever his name is, Boone. I was absolutely at loss for words when that happened, as the rest of the baseball world was. Anyone in the baseball business was completely shocked by it. I hope they didn't make a mistake. That's all I can say. Like, since Shildt became our manager, we have been the best defensive and best base running team in baseball. And that was something that was really bad whenever he was our manager. So people make it seem like it's all strictly an analytical thing. Shildt wasn't the worst analytical person. Maybe him and Jeff Albert didn't agree on everything. That sounds like what the main issue was. Some people think maybe Shildt wanted to spend money, and that's why they didn't want to do it. I don't know. We're never really gonna know. Probably. We'll see what happens. I heard maybe it has something to do with Nolan Gorman being DH. I think that's silly. I think I said in my tweet though that if it's strictly analytical, if you're watching playoff baseball right now in today's game, yes, analytics are good, but you still need some of that old school baseball type in the game. Julio Urias has given up 4 runs right now in this game, and he's been one of their best pitchers all year. And it's not Dave Roberts' fault; it's the front office's fault that he's been a reliever half this year too in the playoffs. So I don't know. I'm still at loss for words. I still don't really know how to wrap my brain around it. I do think that Shilt's not press conference, but just his statement about it, he didn't take questions, was very classy. I'm not gonna lie, I got a little teary-eyed about it because you just know how much he loves this team. He loves the city, this organization, and I can never even say that word. Philosophical differences is a slap in the face, I think, because they literally groomed this guy 18 years ago, almost 2 decades now. He knows everything about this team. I don't know. Again, I'm still lost for words, and we're a week since, and it's just crazy to me still.
Yeah, and I will say that I was definitely stunned. I didn't have him being fired as something that I'll be like expecting. I think me and other people were maybe questioning other coaches on the staff, not Mike Shildt, but for them to go ahead and cut him like they did speaks volumes. I know, like during the season, that I was pro Mike one moment, then a few stretch of games. I think bad decision making that he did show. I was like, man, you know what? This dude got to go. He tripping. Then you had the 17-game winning streak. There's like, okay, well, maybe I was wrong about him because he got the team to finally play the way they should be playing. Then, of course, you had what happened in the wild card game.
I will say when you mentioned that, the managerial decisions he's made in game, like I just said, Dave Roberts is making some head scratcher moves, but it's coming from the front office. Everyone knows that. Dave Roberts, since he's been the Dodgers manager, has not managed the way he's managing right now. He's managing like he is managing the Rays. It's different. Like, again, Julio Urias would not be doing this 2-3 years ago. Mm-hmm. And you can tell Max Scherzer wouldn't be closing out a game in the division series. It just wouldn't be happening right now. And so all I'm getting at with that is we say that Mike Shildt might have made some questionable bullpen moves. We don't know if that came from the front office or not.
So I'm going to just say this. Like you say, we don't know if his manager, if it was front office, or if it was him. But I've always felt like one thing about him, as good of a manager he has shown, like you said before, Joe, team has led the league in defense and etc. So he's great in regards to that. But what I will also say, and I'm gonna go ahead disclaimer, okay? I'm not saying this is the reason, just so you know, so you don't attack me. Okay. But you know what I'm saying, I just want to give examples. Okay. I just felt like there were times where he got so emotionally attached to certain players that he put those players over maybe, well, let's give this other guy a shot because he projects as a better contact hitter or whatever. But Mike Shildt will be like, no, I still want to play this guy because of what he's done for the organization, you know what I'm saying, for the past up 10 years and trying to hope for the best that it happens. But at the same token, you're blocking somebody else from getting a shot. So, like I said, I'm not saying it's, for this instance, it's Matt Carpenter. Okay. I'm not saying it's because of Matt Carpenter, but I'm just saying it's those decision-making things that he does at times that he tries to bring out the best in someone that may not have it anymore, and you're blocking someone else. Prime example, home opener. When Goldschmidt didn't play, the first person he had up was Matt Carpenter. Matt Carpenter had a terrible spring training, but then who was the buzz at the beginning of the season? John
Before
Nagowski.
you answer that, I'm going to ask you a question right now.
Go ahead.
Where's John Nagowski?
So let me finish it off. Okay. So at the time, while he was with the Cardinals, okay, this guy was known. Not saying he was going to be a starter or, whatever, but he's been at that moment. He was known as a contact hitter. He was known for, pitchers having to, waste pitches to try to get them out. At that time, that could have been that, okay, first game of the season or first home game of the season, let me do something different that I have not done. But what did Shildt do? He stayed within his self and just stayed, comfortable and safe option and put in Matt Carpenter instead. It's the stuff like that. Now, yes, as you said, Joe, Nagowski got cut from the team because there wasn't a room for him. Then he went to the Pirates. He's gone from that team, but we can't try to compare what could have happened here with this team and what happened with that team. But it's just the stuff like that. And then with the Reyes situation, you had Henson Cabrera. You had other guys. You knew during the season that Reyes had trouble with men in scoring position. You know what I'm saying? As a pitcher, and you still put him in because he has a great. We know he has a great slider, but we also know when in pressurized situations, he has shown that he has not came up. And besides that Mets series where he had that incredible 2 men on base and he struck out 3 guys. Okay, we had a moment.
That series was the Goldie Molina Nato double play. I want to say something real quick though about your Carpenter thing. One, it doesn't matter about home opener because guess what? Nolan Arenado hit that go ahead homer. The rest is history. 2 is we don't have O'Neill and we don't have Bader for a decent amount of time throughout the year. Tommy Edman plays outfield. Tommy Edman plays outfield for majority of the year. Who is that on? That is on the front office. That's not on Mike Shildt. He's putting Tommy Edman out there, and you're gonna put him there. Like that's what happens, And again, that's on roster construction. That's not on Mike Shildt. Mike Shildt didn't give him that extension. The front office did. If they didn't play him ever, then Mike Shildt would have got crap from the front office because they never played him. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying Matt Carpenter had an amazing year, but I told you before the season started that Matt Carpenter is going to play, and he played. So, again, it had a lot to do with injuries and maybe here and there because of emotional reasons, like the last homestand, but that's it, But the Reyes thing, I think I also said before the year started, I don't know if I'm 100% in on this guy yet. He showed flashes, but in May, he showed that he couldn't pitch in big situations. It was that series that we swept the Reds at home. Reyes looked very sketchy, but we'll see what they do with him. Maybe we'll trade him to the Rays and he's absolutely dominant. Who knows, But I don't think we're going to trade him, but
I mean, it's situations where it's not like, like let's say he get 3 guys out on the road with 2 men on scoring position. It's not like we're like, we thought he'll do that. Yeah, it's more like a, he did. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So
but it's like what you said. Anytime Reyes is on with runners on, our buttholes are that tight because the guy scares the hell out of us. It's terrifying. I get mad when Reyes gets a save because it's terrifying. I get mad. Ask Brendan. I get really upset about it. We win, but I'm mad about it.
Because I think the first game that my wife and I went to this past season, we had a lead, like a 5-round lead against the Reds, and then Reyes came in to for the save, and he walked like 3 or 4 guys in a row.
No, it's honestly. I think it's honestly the game that I'm talking about right now. I remember seeing on your Facebook that you guys were there. My mother-in-law was here. I was so and a lot of that I think it has to do because Kisner was behind the plate, not Molina. You know, maybe some of these guys don't have trust in Kisner. I don't know, but yeah, it's very frustrating watching those types of games. And but we also got to remember this is the most he's pitched since 2016. You know, like we got.
But also, he has been known since the minor leagues to have control issues. Yeah. So they knew about this. So, you know, yeah, he's been hurt, whatever. But even when he was on his best stuff, he still didn't have control.
And again, we can go back to Mo in the front office, though, because we didn't have a legitimate closer. Even whenever we got Gallegos, he wasn't a closer for the Yankees. He was a good reliever. And that's one trade Cardinals fans can't laugh about because Gallegos has been one of the best relievers in the game since we've had him. But that we didn't have picks for 2 years. He pitched a little bit this year, but I'm not counting that. You know, like that's on the front office for not getting a big arm in the bullpen. You know, to where we had to put Ray as his first full year in the bigs in these types of situations. So we'll see what happens. I know you saw my appreciation tweet that like. This is 100% on Mozeliak in the front office this offseason.
Yes,
if they're doing this, if they're firing Shildt after, you know, Bunny said 2016, but 2018 he came in, we were 500, maybe a game under 500, almost made the playoffs that year, and then made the playoffs the next 3 years. Whether it was a weird COVID year or a wild card, it's still the playoffs, and if they're going to go a certain way, that's fine. But we better be winning the division next year, and we better have a better roster this coming year.
And just to add on, yes, Mozeliak should be in the hot seat this offseason. There shouldn't be no everything is okay, it's slow motion and no pressure. No, you fire someone who people thought was the right guy. Once again, I did question a few things, just the small things. Not saying, that was the sole reason, but that could have been some of the things that start to build up for reasons. Overall, was Mike Shildt blocking other guys from doing well because he was set in his own ways. Stuff like that. That could have been a reason why he's not the coach now. He may have been set in his own ways, and it wasn't the same way that Mo and Gersh had, they weren't in
name like he has any
right. I want to say it because he is the GM, but we all know who actually won the show. But anyway, it wasn't the Mo way. I don't think we can set the Cardinal way no more. I think it's officially that's gone out. It's the Mo way. And now is it Mo way or is it going to be Mo problems?
Yeah,
leading up to this next season.
Yeah.
So huge pressure is going to be on Mo to make the right choice in regards to the next manager. And yes, no matter who they choose, this team cannot be going through a dull moment like they did last year. You know what I'm saying? Losing fans.
They can't have another.
No, you know what I'm saying? You can't have a dull moment like you had in June and, a little bit part of July, whatever. This fan base, after what you just did, we want to see changes in regards to mindset, in regards to bringing some excitement. Guys who may have not had great contact in the past, we want to see improvement. You know what I'm saying? We want to see a whole lot more and be able to have expectations like, this is what we thought should be, how they played during that 17-game winning streak. we was all saying this is what we thought should have been this team the whole year, and not what we saw in the wild card game. Like,
Yeah,
oh, yeah,
like, and it's
yeah.
crazy because like I'm not saying we need to go out there and win 100+ games. You know, like
Right, right.
that's not gonna happen. You know, like there's only very few
It
teams.
could happen. It could happen. It could. It could. Not
No,
100
it
games.
could. You know, like what in 2015 we won 100 or we won
Yeah.
99, 100, I think. You know, which still blows my mind because that team on paper wasn't that great. But anyways, I just because it's 162 games. You know, everyone's got to remember that we're not going to sit there and win 100 games. I really don't think we're going to do that. We're not that type of team to do that. But he needs to do something. You know, like the whole what I heard about was Shildt didn't want Gorman as the DH. I'm kind of on his side about that though because you've seen how Edman. He's played third base, shortstop, second base, right field. Once he's actually had a set position, that's whenever Tommy Edman has shown what he's completely capable of. Gorman played third base, and then we get Nolan Arenado, and then they want to put him at second base, and he spent an entire year, and probably still is in the Arizona Fall League, playing second base. You know, like, I wouldn't want to move this kid all over the place, too, even if it's going to be a DH. So, I kind of agree with that. I don't know if that's what they're going to do. I see a lot of people saying that they might do Edman at shortstop and Gorman at second base. Personally, I would like to get one of the shortstops that are on the market.
Thank you.
Like, yeah, I don't want to do. It's kind of like the manager position. I don't want to have someone like. I think we can all agree that Ali Marmol is going to be the manager. That's not me saying I hate Ali Marmol. I love Ali Marmol. I love Stubby Clapp. I think they'd be great managers, but I think if you're going to get rid of Shildt because of philosophical reasons, you need to go completely outside. But I don't think that's what they're going to do. I think they 100% already know who the manager is. Like I think it's already a done deal. They're just kind of been like trying to do Shildt a favor and make it seem like they're interviewing people or something. But I think that if they're gonna just completely rip the page out and toss it about the Cardinal way, then I think they need to change everything, and that's spending money. But are they going to do that? I'm not positive they're going to do that.
I was listening to BK and Ferrario, and he brought up a name that I was like, you know what, I can see that happening. This is the only outside guy I can see. Yeah, it's the only outside guy that I could see them getting if he was interested, if there was an opening, like he'll go ahead and leave his contract and move on. And that's Bob Melvin from the A's. That's the only guy I can see outside of the organization that they go into. Now, in regards to internal, I think Marmol is the top choice as of right now. But I would not be surprised if you hear more, because you keep hearing a little bit about Skip Schumacher. And then also a surprise candidate, Matt Holliday.
Yeah, I think I heard that Matt Holliday wasn't like a legitimate thing, like I think his family's has all coached, like his dad and stuff has coached and managed teams before. Yeah. I think the dream would be Bruce Bochy, but if you're gonna go outside but kind of keep it in the family, I kind of like Skip Schumacher just because he's seen what the Padres system looks like and whatnot. But again, don't be surprised if Shildt goes over to be the Padres manager and they go on and have an amazing year and
I already see it happening.
Laugh their asses off.
I already see it happening. I can already see him like, man, I've been asking for some big time talent. Well, I mean, he had Arenado and Goldschmidt, but you got Tatis Jr. and Machado and all them other guys. They already got a team, you know what I'm saying? And all they are missing is just that leader. And Shildt and the way that he leads the team, it's a perfect marriage for the Padres. So I expect in a matter of days or maybe after the World Series that he'll be the new he'll be the manager. I see it now.
Yeah, that's what's kind of funny to me about the people that hated Shildt. Like that they say that he was a terrible manager or he made bad decisions, blah, blah, blah. Like, every single player in that locker room has went on to say that Shilt's the reason why they went on a 17-game win streak. Every time we heard someone say, we're going to go on a run here soon, everyone was laughing about it, me included. And guess what? Shilt's the reason why they eventually did go on that. So his leadership was definitely felt in the locker room. Molina, as far as one of the main guys that said that he was completely shocked about it, did not see that coming, So I think the Cardinals made a mistake. I'm hoping next year, this time, we're still watching the NLCS and, we're just completely forgot about it. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah, most definitely. And once again, everyone, thanks for tuning in. This has been an incredible show. It's just been us. Earl Austin Jr. couldn't join us tonight because he's under the weather. So we plan on rescheduling him for a different day, probably in December. We're hoping to get him back in. So hope that you're getting better, Mr. Earl Austin Jr. But this has been an incredible show. We've just had a lot more time to really get into a lot of topics. It's been energetic, from the debate Blaine and I had in regards to NBA to what we're talking about right now with baseball and the philosophical differences in the organization. But this is what this show is all about, man. So for those watching for the first time, leave some comments. Let us know what's going on, in your mind in regards to sports. No matter what sport it is, who is your team, what are you following, favorite player, whatever it is. Let's take this time now and discuss it. Joe holding down the Astros right now, and which they won today's game against the Boston Red Sox. So, and right now, the Braves surprisingly are up 4-0 at LA, beating the Dodgers. So, what has been your thoughts just overall, Joe, in regards to the playoffs? I think it's been pretty exciting to me.
Yeah, it's definitely been exciting. It's crazy how different the AL and the NL has been. With the exception of the Red Sox only scored 1 today, and then 2 games ago, the Astros only scored 5, because what's his name? Tapera thinks that 5 runs is not a lot of runs.
Right.
But the AL, regardless, the entire playoffs in the AL has been nothing but offense, and then in the NL, it's been a lot of great pitching. So I'm really intrigued. Like I tweeted this earlier this week. I am extremely intrigued about what the World Series is going to be like. Like the Astros have had some shaky starting pitching these first couple games in the CS, but they don't have Lance McCullers Jr. And if he's available, they make it to the World Series and he's back. I feel really good about their chances. But yeah, it's been exciting. There's been a lot of walk-offs. Jock Peterson said he feels like a bad bee, because with pearls and stuff. So it's exciting. It's been fun.
Yeah, it's definitely good for the game to have these exciting matchups. Just seeing on the NL side and seeing how these series have played out so far, do you feel like, man, the Cardinals should be here right now? Do you feel that way, or do you feel like no, we kind of deserve to not be in the in the NLCS?
I'm kind of like a little bit of both, honestly. Like, I think if we got past the Dodgers, we would have been a dangerous team. But we deserve it as well because we were 0 for 11 with runners in scoring position, So, and that's what the Red Sox are going through right now themselves. So, it sucks. I try not to think about it because I had that one night to sleep on it, and it's over with. And now the Shildt stuff happened, and now I'm just confused. So I don't know what's going to happen with the Cardinals once the World Series is over.
And that's why I have to go ahead and give props to the Astros because, like, for instance, I had this discussion on a text about Yordan Alvarez, power hitter, but dude's hitting the ball the other way. His teammates hitting the ball the other way. Stuff that we've been saying for the Cardinals. Stop trying to pull everything and just take the ball the other freaking way. You know what I'm saying? Make contact, put the ball in play. Anything can happen. You know what I'm saying? So, like, the Astros are like the perfect model of what you should strive for your team to be in regards to executing on offense. I have to give props to the Astros in regards to that. But I do want to say this too. it's not the only reason, but the Giants got robbed game 5. That play, that call to end the series on a team that had the best record of all of baseball, and you robbed them of a chance to make a comeback because of a terrible strike call in which clearly it showed the man did not go past the plate, and oh my God.
Yeah,
so right now I'm pissed because that kind of moment, an umpire has to be smarter than that and not just go off of instinct or whatever it was, or he got the pressure, whatever it was. Ain't no way you should call that a check swing. The bat didn't even go past the plate, halfway past the plate.
Yeah.
And he called it a strike to end the series. You can't do that.
That was brutal. I don't even know what to say about it. Because Wilmer Flores, I think they said he was 0 for 17 against Max Scherzer in his career. Odds are he's going to get out. He's probably not going to do anything. But it's the postseason. Scherzer hasn't been nearly as good as he's been throughout the year.
Right.
And that's not a way to end the best team in baseball's season. Let him strike out, actually striking out. Not on a check swing like that. That was brutal. I don't know. That's with the CBA this year. I don't know if umpiring decisions go into that or not, but we'll see what happens. Everything needs to be reviewable. That's all I got to say about everything.
Yeah, everything. And I will say,
and Brewers, whatever, Urias dove for the ball, clearly hit the ground and went into his glove. They said that it was he caught it. It was clear as day that it hit the ground. So instant replay definitely needs to be everything needs to be reviewed.
And Ms. Williams, I mean, MLB does have replay, but it's just certain plays that does not have replay, and calling balls and strikes is one of them. And I feel like if it's a 2-strike or a 3-ball count, there needs to be an option, maybe 3 challenges or something that you can challenge if it really was a ball or a strike. You know what I'm saying? Especially in moments like that, that game should not have ended the way it did. And I think we had the discussion plenty of times in the past, but Joe, umpires should be having post-game interviews like players do and explain why they called this a strike, a ball, man was safe or out. Bottom line.
100%. There is a page on Twitter. It's like MLB umpire something, and it shows what pitches were bad, which ones were actually correct, and in the middle it has percentage of who had the edge. Last night, everyone thinks the Astros game decided on one pitch, but the same pitch happened in the first inning that led to 2 runs for the, so that I don't think really caused it, because I go back to the best example is Carlos Martinez. If he does something terrible, you still got to make the next pitches to get the outs. Red Sox didn't do that last night, but for a check swing, that's brutal. The umpires should 100% have to have a press conference after the game. I think that's definitely one of the things that they need to fix. It's bad. I don't know if other sports do that or not, but just from strictly watching baseball constantly, it's been really bad this year for everyone.
Yeah, it's time for them to start acknowledging. It's time to start holding these umpires accountable. Bottom line, you know what I'm saying? There needs to be a grade system. Need to review, with the league or whatever after the game. Take a half an hour, just go over certain things, but hold these umpires accountable, because you're costing games. You cost potential incentive. Excuse me. What's that? Yeah. You're costing so much that can happen because of a bad call. We know you're not perfect, but at the same token, you need to be held accountable for your actions. Bottom line. She says umpires reviewed for their performance by anybody. I believe they are reviewed, but like I said before, I'm not sure they're being. Well, I'm pretty sure that they're being graded, but it needs to be a better accountability in regards to this shouldn't happen again. You know what I'm saying?
we talk about them being graded, but then you have Angel Hernandez, trying
Right.
to sue MLB, and then now they feel like they're obligated to put him in these things. So I think now he's one of the main umpires in the NLCS, so they kind of have their hands tied with something like that. So I don't know. It's such a crazy situation. Again, I don't know if they talk about that during the new CBA during the off season or what, but it definitely needs to be looked into.
Yeah, like I said, just gotta hold them accountable, and they need to just do better. It shouldn't be one guy has a high strike zone, other guy has a low strike zone. One guy has an inside strike. No, it needs to be consistent all the way around. The more consistent it is, the better the game gonna be.
The strike zones is what's a little more hard to handle, I guess, and I guess that's why they're doing the robots, if that's what you want to call them, because every umpire is going to see things differently. Like one guy might give you a couple extra feet or inches to the left-handed batter's box, vice versa, up, down, all over the place. It also depends where they're set up behind the catcher, so I guess we might have robots soon. This, like I said, this year, not even just in the playoffs, all year long has been pretty brutal.
It's been brutal. It was like I don't know if it was like a Seattle Mariners game. It was some game I saw, and they showed a pitch that was like 5 miles away from the stadium, and the umpire called it a strike. And people was like, "What?"
Yeah.
Like
there's been a lot of them like that this year.
I mean, it should not be that. No, you know what I'm saying? Umpires should be in the same position. Like I heard, like you got some umpires who may lean on the catcher like this. Then you got some that may lean to the right. You know what I'm saying? No, everyone should be in one same position, have the same kind of view. Something this needs to be better in regards to how they are officiating the game. Bottom line.
That's what I was saying is, it just depends how the umpire's positioned. Like whenever I was catching, the umpire's right up against you. Major League Baseball, they might be more to the right, more to the left, and that's why their strike zone changes so much. Like I said, one umpire might have, a couple inches to feet on the left-hand batter's box. So that's why I think maybe possibly before you know it, we might have some type of electronic strike zone before you know it.
Yeah, something definitely needs to happen. Once again, this is the Platform Sports Talk Show. This has been an incredible show. Right now, the Braves are up 5-0, top of the fifth over the Dodgers. I have some NBA going on. The Knicks are beating the Celtics, and there's a slew of games going on right now. Definitely exciting times if you are a sports fan.
Sports.
Gotta love it, man. You just have to love it. And let's see, make sure I cover everything before we go ahead and leave. Going back to the Cardinals real quick. Chris Carpenter gone to the Angels.
That's another
consultant. Yeah. That's crazy. I was pretty surprised about that move. It was like certain guys should not leave your organization, no matter where they go. And
what we talked about Cardinals Way is talked about it is Cardinals Way had something about going to spring training, and earlier, a couple of years ago, seeing Stan and Red and Bob and Lou, and it was starting to be a new cast of people of Chris Carpenter in there, and he's gone. That's just that. So I'm just saying it's gonna be an interesting offseason for the Cardinals. That's all I can say about it.
And I will say this in regards to the whole Shildt thing. As surprised as I was, I told my mom I'm actually excited that they did that because, as we said before, they're going to change the culture of this team. That move right there should change the culture. That move right there should put the pressure on Mo and the organization to make huge differences going to next season. So I'm excited to see.
But will
exactly.
That's why I'm saying it's going to be extremely intriguing this offseason, and he's on the hot seat. That's it.
The Blues starting in 15 more minutes against the Vegas Golden Knights, so that should be exciting on TNT. It's kind of it feel weird to say
It
NHL on
does.
TV. But so some more talk real quick. NFL. Let me see here. Let me take this out the way here on the screen. But yeah, once again, Chris Carpenter, he has agreed to assist with the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim or Los Angeles Angels, whatever it is. Now, they got like about 15 different names for that team. But he is now going to the West Coast to assist them in regards to the pitching. So, of course, he always will be a Cardinal, but he just won't have a role on the team, which pretty much sucks. NFL, we are like in, I believe, week 7 of the season, and it's definitely been exciting. A lot of surprises. They had a great game this past Monday night, Bills versus Titans, in which the Titans went on to pull that game off. Derrick Henry holding things down. It's incredible. Right now in the AFC East, the Bills are 4-2. They lead in the pack. AFC West, the Chargers and the Raiders are tied 4-2. Chiefs are actually now they just one game behind, so it's still early. Chiefs can still definitely make a run.
It's early, but man, you said we're already about to be on week 7.
Right. And the Chiefs' defense just sucks. They're like last in league in defense. Yeah.
And
so
my husband, Baker Mayfield, he's hurt. So
yeah, and if they playing them all, and Case Keenum, former Ram, is starting that game. So, let's see. Baltimore Ravens 5-1. Lamar Jackson looking good out there. Bengals also looking good. They 4-2. Once in the AFC South, Titans 4-2, leading in their division. So then the NFC East, Cowboys. Boy, if Annie was on this show right now, 5-1 are the Cowboys. They playing very well. They may have already won the division because everybody else sucks. NFC West, the Cardinals may be the best team in all of football. We shall see. They are 6-0. The Rams are right behind them, 5-1. NFC North, Packers 5-1. NFC South, Buccaneers 5-1. So definitely exciting times in the NFL. And as Ms. Williams just posted here, lots of close games in the NFL, lots of upsets. So it definitely has been. But at the end of the day, it's all about, as we said before, about what was that about baseball? Like we talked about the Boston and Houston Astros series. You got all these different moments, different surprises, but it's like at the end of the day, who's the better team? You know what I'm saying? And so, look like we're starting to get there in regards to the cream of the crop in the NFL. A topic I want to discuss before we leave: head coach or former head coach for the Washington State University football team, Nick Rolovich. He was recently fired from the team because he didn't adhere to the COVID mandate that the team, the college had. So he got fired. The head coach got fired, and now he is suing the school for how everything went down. So, we had these conversations about, players and organizations and states and whatever in this COVID-19 vaccination thing. And this coach here is making millions of dollars, successful, but got canned because he just didn't adhere to the COVID-19 guidelines. And more and more of these teams and organizations and even companies like businesses. I think the governor in New York just today said that pretty soon, if you are in a certain field and you don't get the vaccination, that you will be on unpaid leave. So it's like these businesses who making money, they laying the foot down, and it's going on everywhere. So it can't just say it's one little sport here or whatever. It's going down everywhere. But for a head coach to now get fired because he didn't agree or he didn't adhere to the vaccine mandate, it's pretty crazy right now in this world. So when I saw that, Joe, I was like, wow. And like I said, now he wants to try to sue, saying pretty much that is a wrongful way to, get fired. But it's like what can you do? You know what I'm saying? What
Yeah.
if you're in position like him where you're making millions of dollars, you're obligated to be on this, to lead the team, but then you're not adhering to, COVID-19. What do you do?
Yeah, me and Bunny talked about this a couple weeks ago on here about COVID vaccine. This and I try to keep my mouth shut about it. Like it's not like it's a law, but I guess if you want to stay on that team and coach, and it's a rule at that school, then I guess you have to do it. Me personally, I'm not making millions of dollars, but if I was told to do it to keep my job, get paid, I'm probably gonna do it. He's got money, so yeah. Like I said, I try my best to stay away from that topic because I don't want to lose family members and friends over it. So yeah, it's crazy. That's all I gotta say about it. It's crazy.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens with this lawsuit. But once again, this has been an incredible show. Shouts out to Bunny for joining us earlier. Got to a nice little debate about Utah Jazz and the Lakers and Golden State Warriors and
I didn't know the Jazz were a good team. That's how I.
Yeah, I want to say last year they were the number two seed in the West. Number one or number two in the West, but then it got bounced out in the second round of the playoffs to the Clippers. But yeah, we'll see about this year. I just still don't know if they have that guy that can take them to higher ranks in the playoffs. But we shall see. NBA season, all the teams. Yeah, all the teams as of tonight will have played at least one game. So welcome back, NBA. Once again, congrats to SLU University for the athletic center that they are building for spring of 2023. $20 million.
Congrats to Mizzou for getting good recruits.
Yeah, Mizzou, Luther Burden, and others. I believe they have like a top 10 quarterback, Sam Hurd, coming through next year to Mizzou. So a lot of good things happening, and just hope that they continue to do their thing and make it happen and get those recruits, get those 5-star guys, and build for even bigger and better things down the road. But everyone, once again, this has been a great show. We prayers up for Earl Austin Jr. that he gets better, and we'll go ahead and get him booked for next time in the nearby future.
Ooh, question.
Yes.
Isn't BT supposed to be here soon?
Yes. Stay tuned.
That's all I'm gonna say. All right. I forgot about XI for a second.
Yeah, so we do have a nice slew of guests coming to end the rest of the year. So definitely stay tuned. Keep on subscribing, y'all. Hit that like and share button. Follow us on Facebook. Yeah, on Instagram, on Twitter. As Joe said, on YouTube, click that bell because anytime we go live,
you will be notified.
There it is. So once again, continue to share this show. Get ready for next week. It's going to be exciting. We have another guest. He's another legend. And I'll go ahead and mention it, Earl Austin Jr. He's a SLU radio analyst. And this guest next week, it was one of SLU's favorite basketball players ever. So stay tuned for that. That's all I'm going to say.
Spoiler.
Stay tuned. See you next week, probably late. We'll be ready for you, Miss Williams and everybody else. So with that being said, it is your boy Smoooth
and Jobo.
Once again, shouts out to Bunny, shouts out to Stan, and hopefully he'll be back next week. He should be for sure. We'll see where the Astros are by this time next week. Will they be in the World Series?
Hopefully.
Stay tuned. But the platform Sports Talk Show, when it's about sports,
Oh, it becomes your business.
There we go. And I'll take the other part. And business continues to pick up. We out. Right. We out. Ba-da-da-da-da.